Hello, 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 and welcome to Kaylin's Corner. I'm your host, Kaylin, and this is my corner of the internet, where I talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this finds you well. I hope you're enjoying your day so far. Let's start this episode with the word of the day, shall we? Today's word genius word of the day is, let me freaking find it. Hold on. I was doing so good. I was doing so good. Today's word genius word of the day is plage. It's a noun, and there are two definitions. It's of French origin. Interesting. First, okay. First definition is a beach by the sea, especially at a fashionable resort. And the second definition has to do with astronomy, an unusually bright region in the sun, on the sun. Excuse me. Huh, interesting. Okay, that makes like plot. It's spelled Plage. Kind of makes sense cuz it's giving like plage like it to me it reminds me of the Spanish word for beach like playa, playa. Playa, vamos a la playa. Anyway, examples of plage in a sentence. The first one reads: as soon as we unpacked our bags, we took a stroll on the resort's wide, sandy plage. The second one reads: my best childhood memories are at the plage at the resort my family went to every summer in Acapulco. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't like mispronouncing words. It's Acapulco. Acapulco? It's a city in Mexico. A ticket right now, $1,000. Damn. I mean, it's 88 degrees over there, though. Ah. I find it so ironic that I'm saying that because in the last episode, I was literally dissing summer and saying that it's my least favorite season, which is true, still holds true. And despite fall being my number two, I'm ready to go to another location with summer like weather. Because, I mean, who doesn't like going to the beach? I I'm pretty sure. Wait, hold on. I'm sure there are lots of people that don't like to go to the beach. Like, actually, there's two sides of every coin. But it's funny that I say that, or ironic to me anyway, because I only went to the beach like once this past summer. Legitimately, only once. I still had a fun time though. Glad I was even able to go to the beach because I don't think I went to the beach at all last year. So either way, it's a step up from last year. Next year we're going for 2 trips to the beach, huh? Hmm? Maybe even 3. Might go crazy. Go to the beach 3 times next summer. No, hopefully I actually go to the beach a couple more times. Get out of here. Let's see the fun fact about plage. Oh, well, it says about plage. Plage comes into English directly from the French word plage, meaning shore. It's based on the Latin plagia, meaning shore or coast. Did you know the English word plage is drawn from the same word in French, but those more familiar with Spanish will recognize it similarly with the Spanish term playa, also meaning beach. See, like I said. Anyway, the two words are based on the same Latin root, and like plage, playa is sometimes used in English as a fancy way of describing a beach. However, in English, playa has an additional geographical meaning describing a flat area in desert basin. By contrast, plage is that I Too many languages right now. By contrast, plage. No, now I need to. Plage. Why did I read it plage? What the? Anyway. Anyway, by contrast, plage. I wanted to say plage again so bad. Plage specifically describes seaside beaches at resort locations. Interesting. I need to go to a plage. I need to go to a plage like ASAP no Rocky. Or ASAP with Rocky? uh Saying ASAP no Rocky has been a thing for me for a while. And I still laugh every time. I don't know. Even though there's other members of like ASAP Mob. Like ASAP no I could say ASAP no Ferg if I really wanted to, but ASAP no Rocky just rolls off the tongue a bit better. Maybe it's because I've been saying it so long. Maybe it's my bias coming out, which I wouldn't doubt. Bars, but um, I don't know. I think it's kind of funny to say. ASAP Rocky has good music though. Can't even. Don't play with him, baby. Don't play with him. And he doesn't even have that many albums. He is featured in a bunch of different songs though, but he doesn't have that many. Oh, he just wait, he released a single with J. Cole. I forgot about J. Cole Loki. Not gonna hold you. When did he release that? September 6th. Where was I? What the freak? Maybe it came up and I just didn't realize, but interesting. I don't really pay too much attention to new releases by artists, unfortunately. I don't know. Oh, I my knee cracked. I don't know if my mic picked that up. um well, similar to last episode, I did mention how I don't like to fall into that peer pressure of I don't going with the trends and whatnot. Well, I was saying this in relation to iPhones and whatnot. I'm like I said, I'm not an iPhone girly. I've been an Android girly for all my life. Although I have owned an Apple product, it was just a little iPad, just a little iPad. No, I'm not an iPad kid. It was a little iPod Nano, which was the little teeny tiny square. I think it was called the iPod Nano. No, it was either the Nano or the Shuffle. Actually, I had both, but I don't remember. Don't remember which one this is. Wait, maybe it wasn't the iPod Nano. I still have it in a drawer somewhere. What the freak was that thing called? It was legitimately a little square with a touch screen. It was like the smallest touch screen you could ever see. Like think of an Apple Watch, but maybe a little bit bigger and just not on your wrist. You and it had a little clip. You could clip it to like your shirt or to your pants, so that way you didn't have to have it in your pocket and mess up the wire for your headphones because well, it was all wired headphones everywhere you went. And I'm so sorry for the noise in the background. It's pissing me off. I hope that it's not too loud, but honestly, it sounds as loud as my voice is, so I'm really sorry. It's out of my control. I'm just gonna try to roll with the punches though. But anyway, yeah, it was like a little tiny touch screen. You clip it onto your shirt. You had the wired headphones, and that's how I. That was like my. No, it wasn't my first MP3 player. Actually, oh my goodness, I feel a little bit old talking about this, but it's okay. It's a blessing to to age anyway, because not everyone makes it to such a milestone. But I remember I had like an MP3 player for music, but you had to download the music on a computer and then like upload it to the MP3 player, but I didn't have a computer. So, when there was a song that I really liked playing on the radio, I would hit the record button on it because you could also record things, like record. I guess it was for voice memos, but I used it to record the music playing in the car. I would tell everyone to shut up and start recording, and I would record the song on my little MP3 player and listen to it later on. It was a bit of a task, to say the least, because, well, I wouldn't typically catch the whole song because, well, I notice a little too late, and then there's gonna be like all the sound in the background if the windows were down or if people were yapping in the back seat. Like, I just had to deal with it, put up with it. But I think that was like my first um like MP3 player, like method of listening to music as opposed to like having an iPod. Here I go again with the word like again. Goodness. I remember a few episodes back I was getting real upset about every time I said it out loud. And I honestly am not sure if I really paid that much attention since. I don't think so. But I have picked up on it now, so just be prepared for perhaps a little lash of anger, maybe, in noticing that I'm saying the word so much. But although I will say right now, I'm a little bit more upset that there's all this noise in the background. I usually have pretty good luck when it comes to recording. Well, let me not speak so soon, actually, because just last week when I was recording, it stopped just randomly. So, I need to get myself like a little studio or something, a little quiet place to record. I know that the outside world is out of my control and noise is inevitable. However, it would be nice if I had a dedicated space for this. Although, I don't know. This is also kind of just for fun. That's what I've been telling myself. I do enjoy it. Actually, in fact, I did have some things planned to yap about for this week's episode, but I'm just going to keep rolling to the punches and I'll get to that when I get to that. But it's so frustrating having to roll with the punches sometimes. I don't know. It's like, I know I can't control this, but what the freak? It feels like the world is against me. At least right now in this moment. But hey, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. I still don't know what this iPod is called. Like, oh, there we go again. There we go again. I googled iPod Nano, but it's showing up as the bigger iPods with the screen and the button. I feel like there's no way I'm making this up because I still have it. Oh, here it is. I found it. Apple iPod A1366 Nano. Okay, so it's still an iPod Nano, but it has a bunch of numbers attached to it. Part of the series, I guess. Capacity 8 gigabytes and 16 gigabytes. Oh boy. I wonder how many songs that can actually hold, though. I mean, I know that it varies because, well, songs vary in length and whatnot, and the longer the song, the more space it's going to take up. But just as like a... Oh, here we go. Whatever. But just as a... kind of like ballpark estimate, and do wonder how many songs I'd be able to hold on there. You can order it off of Walmart. Oh, but Walmart, the website has a bunch of like a bunch of online sellers, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure. Anyway, not everything that you order off of the Walmart website is coming from Walmart. That's my understanding anyway. But very interesting, very interesting. But I do still have my little iPod Nano. It's cracked, and I don't have a wire for it to know if it will even turn on. But I kept it because it's mine. it was a. It was either a birthday gift or a Christmas gift from my uncle. Shout out to him. That is the first and only Apple product that I've owned. Fun fact. That's the whole reason why I brought this up because I was talking about how last week I was talking about, or in last week's episode, same thing, really. I was talking about how I'm an Android girly over iPhones because iPhones are more expensive and they seem a bit overrated to me. And Androids really haven't let me down, and they are budget friendly. So there's that. So I kind of just ended up sticking with what I know. Would I ever switch? Honestly, not that anyone asked, but I suppose if someone out there is curious, I don't think I would. I enjoy my phone and my camera qualities too much to to seemingly downgrade to an iPhone. At least in terms of camera quality, in terms of like functionality and things and like security. Like there's multiple things to take into consideration when it comes to buying a phone. But for me, when I purchased the phone that I have now, it was mainly to upgrade the camera. But also the phone that I had previous to this was of the same line, just the older version. I have the Samsung Galaxy S24 if you were curious. And I bought it because I or I upgraded to this one because I wanted better pictures of the moon. The nighttime cameras meant to be better than the 23, which was the one that I had. But the front camera is a bit of a wait, no. It wasn't. Oh my goodness, I forgot. So, hmm, welcome to Tech Talk or my Tech Talk, I guess. I've owned the S22, the S23, and now the S24 from Samsung. The S22, I feel like low key was the best, mainly because the front camera was also really good quality in comparison to the front camera now, at least megapixel wise. Megapixel wise, the front camera was 40 megapixels and now it's 12. What the freak? Why'd you downgrade me like that? The phone's gonna be more expensive anyway. You might as well keep the same camera quality. Or maybe it just felt like too much. I don't know. I don't know. And I would, for that reason, I was hesitant when it came to upgrading from the 22 to the 23 because I didn't want to downgrade the front camera quality, but the back camera quality was getting better. So I was like, fuck it, we ball, and so I upgraded. And when they released the 24, and they said the moon pictures and nighttime photography was better. I was like, okay, fuck it, we ball, and here we are. Here we are. I got the 24, and I do really enjoy this phone. She's nice. She's cool. She's great. She's awesome. She gets the job done. The battery lasts pretty long. And I also enjoy the pen, the stylus that comes with it too. I don't always use it. I don't use it on a day to day basis, but I love to use it when I'm editing, whether it's pictures or back when I did edit my podcast episodes, when I would use it to edit my podcast episodes as well, as opposed to using my finger, to move the track, I guess, back and forth and selecting filters and cutting things out and adding effects here on a picture and there. Whatever. It's convenient. It's also really nice because the pen can also serve as a shutter button to take pictures. Like if I set my phone down somewhere and I'm like, if, okay, sorry, words, let's use them. If I set my phone down, if I want to look at myself and take a picture of my outfit or something, I can just use the pencil as a shutter to take a picture. I can also use my watch to take pictures too, like as a shutter as well. But the pencil is a bit more convenient because I don't have to have it in view. Like if I'm legitimately actually taking a picture. And it's come in handy during the holiday season, at least. I would take family pictures. You set your phone up far back, you get everyone in the frame, and you just press and shoot. That way, everyone can be in the picture and you can still see what's going on. It's very convenient. I do enjoy it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. Picasso. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That's all I'm gonna say on that. At least for now. At least for now. But um sorry. I was like, I had some things I wanted to talk about today. Let me find it. Okay. Oh my god. Sorry. It's spooky season, as we know. I love the spooky season. Although I low key get a little bit overwhelmed because I'm not that I don't know what to do to necessarily like celebrate the spooky season, but feels like there's so many different options when it comes to that. So many different haunted attractions you can visit. So many different crafts that you can do. Carve pumpkins, paint pumpkins, watch scary movies, go to haunted houses, go to Six Flags for Fright Fest. I only went once. I've only been to Six Flags for Fright Fest once. But it was so much fun because, well, roller coasters, I love roller coasters. A little bit of an adrenaline junkie, but I enjoy a nice roller coaster. It was a really fun time. You do that during the day, and then at night you get to go through the little haunted houses, I guess you would say. And they even have a fountain that looks like it's full of blood, like a little blood fountain. They have people dressed up in costumes, being spooky, scary all around. It's a fun time and I enjoyed it. And I also like their merch that they have. They have Fright Fest merch. And I did buy a hoodie when I went. I still got it and I wear it. It's part of my little I don't want to say Halloween get up because that's not necessarily the case, but it's part of my rotation in terms of spooky things. But I did go last week to this, I don't even know what to call it exactly. Let me Google it. It's a haunted house. Ah! I accidentally hit my nose with my phone. Don't mind me being a silly goose. I went to a haunted house called 13th World. It's in Cumberland, Rhode Island, and it was pretty fun actually. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm not really one to fall for jump scares, so not that it was pointless for me to go, but I'm not going to be scared. Typically anyway. There were a couple times where they caught me. They caught me. But they're just gonna scare you like around the corners and whatnot. Like it's so obvious the hiding spots and whatnot where they're gonna pop out of. I don't know. I think because I think of it a little too logically that I kind of ruin the fun for myself, but I don't not that I enjoy really being scared anyway. But it was a fun time. I went with mm, two of my sisters and my cousin, and he got to experience the I don't know what they call it exactly, but there's different kinds of tickets that you can buy when you go. Let me look on the website so I can talk about it in better terms. What day is it? Oh my god, it's the 18th already. Goodness. Okay, so can I buy the tickets, baby? Oh, Touch of Fear. Oh, wait, this is a new thing. Okay, so I'm on their website, 13thworld.com, and it says Touch of Fear. This year you can experience 13th World like never before. For an additional $5, you can get a Touch of Fear. This will enhance your scare experience by allowing our monsters to touch you. You will receive a special necklace that identifies you as an extreme lover of fear. If Touch of Fear becomes too intense, simply take the necklace off. Must be 18 or older and will be required to present a photo ID upon arrival. No refunds. So, yeah, my cousin had the Touch of Fear. And boy, let me tell you, did they get handsy. They were basically beating you up as you go through the haunted house. And maybe because I'm not the one that was experiencing it, that it's funny to me. But he said that he enjoyed it. He liked being thrown around. And you know what? Uh, no comment. Who am I to judge anyway? But it was more so funny for me. I get a kick out of seeing other people get scared. But things like that don't really scare me. I know it's just a person in a costume. So my logical brain just isn't with the shits, unfortunately. Like mhm. If you catch me off guard, I might jump and scream a little bit. Sure. But I know you're coming for me, basically. So not so scary. But I guess the monsters, I guess that's what we'll call it, because that's how they refer to the people working there in the costumes. If you have the necklace, which is a glow stick necklace, uh, they will know to kind of target you, know that they can put their hands on you and kind of I was gonna say they can beat your ass, but basically that's what they do. I don't know. Each character does their fun little thing, and it's honestly a really enjoyable experience. So if you're like me and you don't get scared so easily, and but you don't mind, well, I guess okay, hold on. I was gonna say, but you don't mind getting beat up a little bit. Go go there and get yourself the the Touch of Fear ticket because I think that makes it worth all the more worthwhile, really. Like the extra $5, all the more worthwhile. Although I will say we got I don't know what they call it, the fast pass version, so we didn't really have to wait in line because waiting in line, who wants to do that? But I feel like if we did wait in line, it would have made the anticipation grow all that much more. And hearing the people like scream as they start to go through the haunted house would induce a little bit of fear and anxiety in me, which probably in turn would have made me a little bit more scared. But because we didn't have to wait in line, not for very long anyway, we were waiting before we got into the haunted house. We were standing in line for not even 5 minutes, like legitimately. Um, which honestly is a bit of a plus, especially if it's a cold night. Then I understand. Yeah. Well, not that I understand, but all the more reason to get a fast pass so that way you don't have to wait in line and you're shivering or you're cold. But waiting in line in the shivering cold and hearing the people scream ahead of you as they go through the maze, as they go through the haunted house, would certainly induce a bit more fear, I feel. Sometimes I get annoyed with how logical I look at things, or how logically I look at things. Because I feel like it takes the fun out of it sometimes. But I still had a fun time. So it is what it is. I feel like it doesn't sound like it. I feel like I sound a little too serious. Actually, I was listening to my podcast episode from last week and I was like, damn, this bitch sounds so boring. Ugh. Which is like something I'm kind of trying to work on. Clearly, I'm not 100% comfortable on here when I'm yapping. Or maybe that's not so clear to the listeners because, well, you have no choice but to listen to what I put out. But I'm like, damn, do I really sound like that all the time? Like, what the freak? And maybe I do. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I really am that boring. But, or maybe I really do sound that boring. That's kind of not a vibe, actually. I don't know. It is what it is. Well, not really. I can change that. Gotta change my tone of voice and things. See, again, with the logistics. Just fucking do it, baby. Who cares how you go about it? Just fucking do it. Did I even finish getting my point across in the 13th world? Because what even was my point? I was really just sharing my experience. It was really fun. It was really nice. It was long, like a long walkthrough, but it wasn't as long as I anticipated. But again, I do feel like me not having to stand and wait in line added to it not feeling long because we didn't have to wait in line. So the experience was shorter as opposed to, at least I'm thinking of like when I go to amusement parks and things, the anticipation builds as more people go inside or go on the ride and we get closer to actually being the ones to be next up on the ride. Like the excitement builds, the tension builds, the anticipation builds, and I feel like it's a bit more fun that way as opposed to just going up there and getting straight on and zipping right through. Sure, you can go on more rides. You have the ability to get on more rides as opposed to if you had to wait in line every time. But I do feel like it gets rid of the a little bit of the fun anyway. Excuse me. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my logical brain thinking that way, but the math kind of maths, at least to me in my head. So I would love to hear what you think. Do you think that waiting in line to go on a ride at an amusement park or to go through a haunted house helps to add to the anticipation and the fun of the experience altogether? Or am I thinking about it too hard? Let me know. Tweet at me. Send me a DM. Respond to if you're listening on Spotify, you can leave a comment on here too. Or wherever you're listening, leave a comment. Or my socials are also linked. I would love to hear what you think. Bars! Anyway, I do think I would have enjoyed it a little bit more if I did have that glow stick necklace to get tossed around a bit, because then I actually would have been scared. I would have been like, "Oh my god, where are they coming from next and what are they going to do to me?" As opposed to just like giggling, laughing, "Hee ha ha, you can't touch me. Na 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 boo boo, you can't touch me." I don't know where that came from. Oh, na 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 boo boo, you can't catch me. That's where that came from. What a time. Oh, to be a child. But yeah, I do feel like I would have had a bit more fun personally if I had the necklace on. But at the same time, knowing what I know now, it's like I probably would have gotten a little overwhelmed perhaps with being touched so much by strangers, and mm, in a somewhat aggressive way. Because I mean, well, my cousin was getting tossed around a little bit. There was even one guy who jumped on his back, but he was cool with it. He was having fun. He kept the necklace on the whole time. There was even one person who smeared, like, I don't know if it was paint or fake blood. Either way, smeared some red stuff on his face, made it look like he just came out of a horror show. I don't know. I don't know what it. You have blood on your face. What happened to you? I don't know. Just came out of a haunted house. It was a fun time though. I've never heard of the place before my sister asked if we wanted to go, but apparently they have been going on for 22 years. The website reads, my goodness, words. They're right in front of your face. Just pronounce them. It's fine. The website reads, "A world of nightmares. 22 years of fear. 13th World returns in 2024, bigger and better than ever before. 13th World has featured a new haunt each season for the past 22 years. This year will be bigger and better. Prepare yourself as darkness will be unleashed." And they say they've been going on for 22 years, but I lived here all my life and I didn't know that this thing even existed. Like, I know of the Factory of Terror, and originally that was the place that we were going to go to because my sister just wanted to go to a haunted attraction. But then she came across this place and we ended up going here instead. And I'm not mad about it. It was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. They have different kinds of events, I guess. Blackout, blackout. I don't understand though. Experience 13th World Fright Park in its most terrifying form, complete darkness. Blackout happens 2 nights, 10:20 and 11:02. Interesting. I wonder what that I wonder what that's like. I do low key want to go on one of those nights cuz I think it would be, well, it'd be even scarier to go then with the touch necklace. Hmm. Sounds like quite the experience. I'll have to contemplate it. But considering that I have already gone and I know all the things that I know, will it really be that scary? I don't know. Only time will tell. We'll see if I end up actually going. I think that'd be kind of fun though. Maybe go with someone else, but I don't know how many of my friends really enjoy those kinds of spooky events. We shall see. But yeah, that was my experience at the 13th World. It was kind of all over the place. All in all, though, it was really fun. It was funny, mostly. I was laughing a lot, actually. Laughing at my family members being scared. Because, I don't know, it was so easy to anticipate where they would be. Like the people who are out to pop up and scare you. The costumes were pretty cool though, pretty good. They even had a Mikael Myers and Freddy Krueger. Ever since that video dropped, I can't say like Michael Myers. I will say Mikael Myers. And if I say it in front of a group of people, I'll just cross my fingers and hope that they know what I'm talking about. Usually they'll look at me a little funny and then I'll just explain it to to explain it to them. You don't look like Michael Myers, you look like a Mikael Myers. I'm gonna have to link the the video I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure it was a Vine. Oh my god. But it's so funny. It was someone was recording their siblings and they had a Michael Myers costume on. Or like the mask. And I think it was the hair or something that it didn't look like Michael Myers from the movie. It looked like a Mikael Myers. I'm just gonna have to link the video and you gotta watch it so that way you can. Hopefully, you get a chuckle out of it too. I haven't seen the video in a long time, but that's just based off my memory. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. But yeah, it was a cool, fun time. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I also have enjoyed the moon the last couple of days. The moon was full last night and the night before, and it's actually a super full moon, which makes it look even bigger and better. She's been so bright too. I was able to capture some photos of her, and I honestly was in so much awe. Like, the moon wasn't completely full on the 15th of October, but she did look pretty big in comparison to usual anyway. I was out walking my dog. This was what, Tuesday. And I looked up at the sky, well, at the horizon, really, and I saw that the moon was starting to rise, and I was like, but it's so early. But then I realized how big she looked, and I was like, OMG. And I literally stopped dead in my tracks and pulled out my phone to take pictures of the moon because how could I miss such a grand opportunity? She looked big, bold, beautiful. I had to snap a picture. And so I did. And there was someone outside, like, watering their plants or something. And I'm pretty sure they were staring at me, like, what the hell is she looking at? This bitch never seen the moon before. Nah, baby, the moon just looks beautiful. I love when the sun and the moon are out at the same time. There's just something about it. Something about it. Like, oh, what are you, Ariana, what are you doing here? Why are you both here right now? She is beautiful. We love to see it. I've been meaning to go through my pictures, at least of the moon, for within the last couple of days, to edit and post them because I did get some really good pictures yesterday and the day before as well. The last 3 days, I got good pictures of the moon, and I'm so happy about it. But I feel like I'm gatekeeping them low key. And I don't like to gatekeep. I don't want to gatekeep my pictures. I just need to. I don't want to say find the courage because it's not that I'm scared. I just need to find that bit of strength and energy to edit the pictures because I don't know what happened to me, but editing pictures has low key become a bit of a task. I don't want to say that I dread it because that's not necessarily the case, But I do find myself getting a little bit overwhelmed with my options in terms of filters and things and the way to go about it. I don't know. Especially since I take so many pictures of a scene that I first I struggle with deleting the pictures that I don't want, that I won't post, that I don't need. Like I'll have my camera positioned in a certain angle and I'll take like 5 pictures in that same scene just in case one comes out or a lot of them come out blurry or I move a little bit or like this angle just looks slight. Like I don't know. The 5 pictures will look extremely identical, but there are some differences in it. Sometimes they'll just be the slightest bit up because when I take pictures, especially of like the sky and things, I do my best to get any buildings or power lines, just anything that. Oops, sorry, I hit the mic. Anything that I don't want to have to edit out, just out of the shot completely. Sometimes, though, I do get a little bit shaky when I'm holding my camera. I think because I put too much pressure on myself, really. But anyway, uh, and so sometimes the picture will come out slightly blurry, or in the moment that I snap the picture, my phone gets pushed down, or like in the angle that includes the object that I'm trying to keep out of the picture, I get a little frustrated with myself. So, in order to combat that, I'll take a bunch of pictures from the same scene that look extremely identical but slightly different. But then I'm like, I guess I could just edit this out. And then I see the next one. I'm like, oh, actually, I don't have to edit this out. But the other picture looks low key better. So I'm still going to keep it. And it's just a little bit of a cycle. I don't know what other word to use, really. It's just a bit of, not a cycle, really, but it's a bit of a battle for me, trying to figure out which pictures I like to keep and which pictures I'm gonna delete. But I get there eventually. Sometimes I just end up keeping a lot of them anyway, and that's okay. I have the storage to suffice all of the pictures. Hmm? I have the storage to keep the pictures, so that's okay. When I'm down bad, I'm sure future me will be able to delete a lot of the pictures that I have. That's another thing too. I feel like when I take the pictures, when I've freshly taken the pictures, it's harder for me to delete the pictures as opposed to going back and looking at them a couple days later and deleting pictures. It's like I have a fresh set of eyes. It's like, oh, this one does actually look better. There's no need for me to keep the other one. I don't know if it's like a better mindset or a better pair of eyes or it's the same eyes, babe. But I don't know. The creative process has become a bit. I don't know what word to use exactly. But I've been lacking in terms of my creativity and stuff too. Because sometimes I feel like my pictures aren't even all that great anyway. Or mm, like all I'm doing is slapping some filters on it. It's no one's really missing out on anything. But I don't share the pictures at all sometimes. So I try to do better and then I don't know if I get lazy or a little bit too reluctant to do it. It's an ongoing battle for me trying to fight this sharing demon. Why am I gatekeeping so hard? And it's annoying because in person, if you're like, "Oh, I like your sweater. Oh, thanks, I got it from this place." Or, "Oh, I like your shoes. Oh, thanks, I got it from this place." Or, "Oh, I like your nails. Thanks, they're press-ons." Like I won't gatekeep. I'll just tell you where I got it from, but when it comes to my art, for some reason, I have a bit of trouble sharing it. Even when it comes to my podcast, I've been doing this for over a year. I almost have a year's worth of episodes. Yet I don't really promote it too much. I don't really share it. To be fair though, I was really just doing this for funsies, so I say was. I still am doing this for funsies. I enjoy the yap. I'm a yapper at heart. And I think it shows because I feel like I've been talking about the same thing for a while in this episode, or I don't know, whatever. I'm a yapper at heart, and I lost my train of thought. What the freak? Where was I going with this? All it takes is one little thing. The squirrel brain goes crazy. Oh, the gatekeeping. Oh, doing this for fun. That's what I was saying. I still do this for fun. I enjoy recording my podcast episodes. Sometimes I feel a little bit reluctant to do so because, well, I don't, or I didn't necessarily plan anything to talk about. So, uh, I didn't necessarily plan anything to talk about. So it's like, what am I going to talk about? But I did plan some things to talk about. And I only have spoken about two of those things so far. That's okay. I can always save them for next week, if anything. But actually, no, there is one thing that I do want to touch on. Did I even finish the point that I was getting to before this? I don't know. Gatekeeping my artwork, a bit of a troublesome thing. Can I be better about it? Of course. How will I be better about it? I don't want to say uploading every day because that feels like a lot. But if I push myself, I can do anything I put my mind to, baby. That I know for sure. But I don't want to push myself to the point of where it becomes annoying or like mm, mm, unenjoyable. I still want to be able to enjoy my art for fun, you know? But I haven't had that I don't know, the feeling of wanting to edit and post my pictures. Like I want to, but I don't want to. It still feels like a chore to me, and I'm trying to figure out why. I'm not 100% sure. It's honestly quite annoying. Maybe it's the fear of judgment in the end. Wow. I'm going to say that's the answer because that's the first thing that came to mind. The fear of judgment for my art in the end, like why even go there? Damn. Damn. Thanks for coming to my therapy session. It's just me here, but damn. No one can judge me if I don't put myself in the place to be judged. Yeah, I can record a podcast episode and upload it, but if nobody knows that I recorded a podcast episode and uploaded it, no one can judge me for it. Ah! Wow. Shit just got real. At least for me. Well, now that I'm aware of it, I can take the steps to do better. Why am I so scared of judgment anyway? I don't know. Because I still am doing what I want to do, so why the fuck do I care? I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. We got it, baby. We got it. We be all right. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Life's too short to be scared to put yourself out there anyway. Which is low key the oh shoot. Okay. Oopsie daisy. What What was I saying? I got distracted by a notification because I do low key really have to wrap up and get ready because I do have some plans for tonight. But I didn't get to start recording until later than anticipated. But I still want to finish this train of thought. I was saying life is too short to be scared to put yourself out there. And that thought, that kind of mindset, is low key what got me into actually starting my podcast and uploading episodes and whatnot because I've been working in customer service for 4 years now. And over time, I have had customers tell me, like, you have a really nice voice. Like, you should do something with it. Start a, well, I've had a customer say specifically, like, start a podcast. That's what all the kids are doing anyway. It was an older guy. And I was like, huh, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I could. Like, that was my response. But I was scared because, well, judgment comes in all different forms from everybody. Whether you know it or not, people are judging you. And that's their right. It's somebody else's opinion of you is none of your business until they make it your business. And that is what got, well, that and in addition to life being too short to be scared to put yourself out there, is what got me to, or is what pushed me to actually start my podcast because, well, I'm here anyway. I'm having these thoughts anyway. Might as well talk about it. Put it online, see if there's other people who feel the same, or just, put myself out there. And I guess I am putting myself out there still, but not in a way for people to find me, discover me, and listen to me because I don't really share. So, in a way, I still gatekeep myself. I gatekeep my art in terms of photography. I also gatekeep my voice a little bit in terms of this podcast because I don't really promote it. I don't have any like paid ads going on anywhere. And when I do promo my podcast, it's on my socials. So if you know me, you probably know that I have a podcast now because it'll be on my story. But it's not like I'm making advertisements for it, trying to get other people to listen that don't know me already. Because not everyone that knows you is going to want to listen to your podcast. And that's okay. That's cool. That's fine. That's great. Honestly, I know I'm not for everyone. Not everyone is into the same things, and that's okay. But, if you wanted to go somewhere, you got to share it. So, definitely got to work on the sharing. Sharing is caring. Got to promo myself a little bit more. Did a lot of reflecting in this episode. Thanks for coming to my therapy session yet again. I will be ending this podcast episode here. I do hope that you enjoyed listening to me and all of the fun things that I rambled on about. Because if there's anything I can do, it's yap. But thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, bye.